is close by. So let's quickly do what we must do. So by the time we do this, I'll still come back for the roll call of honor and recognize our royal father that is here. And of course, the other traditional fathers. So may I please request with the permission of the management, the chief host, that we please, let's please rise to take the second stanza of the national anthem to formally commence this gathering here today. Our royal fathers, I greet you one more time, and of course our traditional fathers. Together. Oh God of creation, direct a noble course, guide thou our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and live in just and true. Great lofty heights attain, to build the nation where peace and justice shall reign. Thank you, Kabiesis. May God bless you and sustain you. And long shall you reign by the very special grace of God, our traditional fathers. I'm still coming back to give recognition because I can see our royal father and some other chiefs that are here. I'm just waiting to get the list, but in the meantime, may I, please, we do sincerely apologize that the Honorable Commissioner has another meeting with Mr. Governor as we speak. You know, at every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, Lagos is moving, is not waiting. So that greater Lagos of our dream, people are really putting heads together, brainstorming, you know, suggesting views, ideas to make things work. So the commissioner has been with us, but today it appears Mr. Governor said he must report to the State Government House for some urgent matters that has to do with foreign investment. But he will join us before we leave. But in the meantime, the special advisor to Mr. Governor, our own son, our brother, comrade, Olale Kombalogun, will stand in for Mr. Honorable Commissioner while he will join us before we end the program for today. So let me, in the meantime now, request the pleasure of the Permanent Secretary, who will also be standing in for the SA. You know, let's just cascade it down in that order to give the welcome address. It is my honor to welcome Mr. Ibrahim Amadou Bajamo, the PS, to please give this honor.
Ẹ káàárọ̀. Ẹ káàárọ̀. Ó dàbí ni pé òjò wẹ́líwẹ́lí yẹn fẹ́ máa mú wa lọ. Nǹkan tó ń pè ní òjò ìbùkún nìyẹn. Ẹ káàárọ̀ o. Our royal fathers, we want to thank you for coming, sir. Aláyélúwà Ọba Muftau Ọlánrewájú Adéwùnmí Ìdògún. We want to welcome you, sir. Ọba Waliu Razak Ọlásùnkànmí. We want to welcome you, sir. The Oníbẹ̀jọ of Ìbẹ̀jú land. Aláyélúwà Ọba Mushafau Adéwálé Abdul Ọlọ́fin Ajayi of Orúgbó. You are welcome, sir. Aláyélúwà Ọba Babátúndé Ògúnláyà Aládé Ṣọ́yìn of Odo Noforija, ably represented by the High Chief Musiliu Adéwálé Bádéjọ. Kábíyèsí o. High Chief Wasiu Ìṣọ̀lá, Baálẹ̀ of Agadaugba. You are welcome, sir. High Chief Hakeem Toba Baálẹ̀ Ọ̀fìn Ageleje. You are welcome, sir. High Chief Wasiu Taiwo Ajumoka, Baálẹ̀ Ọlọ́run Dúró. Emina, you are welcome, sir. High Chief Jamil Olayiwola, Baálẹ̀ of Igbeyin, and High Chief Suwaliyu Muritala, Baálẹ̀ of Imokun, Akinkabo. High Chief Latif Shokoya, you are welcome, sir. And High Chief Adenuga Kamoru, Baálẹ̀ of Olotu, Ishiwola, you are welcome, sir. All the groups that are represented here, the CDAs, the CDCs, the gentlemen of the press. I am not forgetting the Honorable Commissioner. I think I should have even started from there. The Honorable Commissioner who will join us in a while, ably represented here by Mr. Olalekan Balogun, the Special Advisor to the Governor on Economic Planning and Budget. You are welcome. And every members on the I table, who are my colleagues, I want to welcome you all. The gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ibrahim Amadu Obajomo, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the 5th Budget Consultative Forum of this administration. In preparation of the year 2024 budget organized by the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget. This forum has always made it a state's responsibility to reach out to the 5 divisions of Lagos State so that inputs of all stakeholders are taken into cognizance in the state's budget preparation process to further ensure transparency and stability of the budget. The year 2024 budget is geared towards the development of the state and its residents through the provision of improved welfare packages and will be commensurate to the present economic landscape, which will focus on adequate and proper distribution of wealth and critical infrastructural development of each division of the state for a more sustainable living. In fulfillment of the electoral promises of all-inclusive governance by Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, at his inaugural speech for the second term of this administration, he emphatically stated that we will work relentlessly to make Lagos State where economic opportunities abound, where our infrastructure is robust and resilient, and where the rule of law prevails. But our vision for Lagos goes beyond our physical infrastructure and economic indicators. Our vision is for a Lagos that is a beacon of cultural vibrancy, intellectual prowess, and humanistic values. A Lagos that not only drives the economic engine in Nigeria, but also enriches the soul of our nation. In achieving this, the theme's agenda, which stands for transportation and traffic management, health and environment, education and technology, making Lagos State a 21st century economy, entertainment and tourism, and security and governance, will henceforth be known as Themes Plus. The plus representing the incorporation of an intensified focus of this administration in these next 4 years on social inclusion, gender equality, and youth. while strengthening our resolve on all-inclusive governance and reinforcing it with a no one must be left behind philosophy, either on account of their social status, gender, or age. This administration will focus on policies and programs that will ensure that everyone is carried along and catered for. Thus, the main reason why the state has always adhered to proper consultation and due diligence, especially in decision-making processes, while also creating an avenue for updates stakeholders on the half-year performance of the budget, the resources available for the annual budget, taking into cognizance all economic variables such as the prices of oil, interest rates, inflation on the economy, and much more. Most importantly, this forum provides us with an ample opportunity to share ideas geared towards a greater Lagos, while rubbing minds with you, the citizens, in order to ensure that your desired interests are captured in the budget as resources available permits. Our expectations of this forum is the significant participation in the budget preparation process by organizational bodies and persons here present. The audience had been drawn from traditional and community leaders, religious leaders, professionals, trade groups, NGOs, youth organizations, the people living with disability, and the organized private sectors, and so on and so forth, in order to engender confidence and buy-in towards the developmental objectives of this administration. The success of this administration rests on the cooperation of all and sundry, while also assuring you that concerted efforts will be made annually to improve our tax revenues in order to meet citizens' expectations and improving overall service delivery by agencies of government. We seize this opportunity to appeal to everyone to fulfill their civic responsibilities through regular payment of taxes, obey traffic rules, be environmentally friendly, and above all, be security conscious. Suffice to say, at this juncture, divisions will be expected to present programs and projects that are beneficial to the people and of utmost importance towards improving the socio-economic well-being, wealth, and critical development of each divisions. Your Royal Highnesses, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have the view that the success of this administration rests on the collaboration of all of us. Let me, on behalf of the Lagos State government, most especially Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget, the Special Advisor, Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget, the management and staff of the ministry, welcome you all, our distinguished personalities, to this all-inclusive budget consultative forum, and which all of us is successful deliberations. Thank you and God bless. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, àjùmọ̀ṣe gbogbo wa ni.
We thank you very much, the Permanent Secretary, representing the Special Advisor, in giving that address of welcome. And indeed, the submission was well said, that the success of this administration truly and indeed can only be achieved with the support and your collective will as a people. We want to thank you very much, the Permanent Secretary. But before we take on the keynotes addressed by Mr. Commissioner, I want to recognize the presence of His Royal Majesty, Alailua Oba Dr. Babatunde Olaogun Ogunlaja JP Hans FMBE, the Aladeshoyin of Odonoforija. Our guy is not here, Kabiesi is not here today, but is well, competently, capably represented by our father, High Chief Musiliu Adewale Badija Odofino Forija. We must thank you, our father. He's also here in the company of High Chief Badija Olamide Bashorun of Noforija Kingdom. We thank you, our father. May Almighty Allah continue to bless you. I'm to also recognize I think I will quickly hold on again because in my practice as a journalist, we were told something: when you are in doubt, you leave it out until you can rightly affirm it. I needed to get it right in introducing my Kabiesi, sir, with all due respect, and I must not be found wanting in the course of my professional duty as a journalist and a reporter. So please, whoever is giving me all these details, I beg you, let's get it right so that I can rightly recognize and respect our father seated. Our father, we also say big welcome to you. Thank you. You know, my late father also said that attention to details is the secret to success. So please, let's get it right before I make any pronouncement. So in the meantime, while we wait for me to still recognize our fathers on the roll call of honor and other KBCs here seated, may I request the honor of the Special Advisor to Mr. Governor on Economic Planning and Budget, Mr. Olalekan Balogun, who is sitting in. Oh, sorry. Sister me, Emma Bagby, Emma Pinu, you know, we need to fast track this. Oh yeah, please. Kabiesi, Tabati and so Gesi to look at law school, Kalo Kaweni. Ṣùgbọ́n lágbára Ọlọ́run, bá tiẹ̀ gbọ́ èdè wa dédé bó ṣe yẹ ká máa sọ. Mo ní igbákejì mi, we are both journalists, we are both reporters. She will interpret, and she will interpret what was said in that welcome address in deep Yoruba language that you will enjoy. Please let me hand it over to her.
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Mo kí gbogbo ilé o. Èyí ni ọ̀rọ̀ ìkíni káàbọ̀ olùgbanilámọ̀ràn pàtàkì fún gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó lẹ́ka ètò ọrọ̀ ajé àti ìṣúná ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ọlálékan Hafiz Balógun tí akọ̀wé àgbà lẹ́ka yìí kan náà ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ibrahim Amudu Ọbájọmọ́ ṣojú fún níbi ìpàdé ìfikùnlukùn lórí ìpalẹ̀mọ́ ètò ìṣúná ẹgbàá ọdún ó lé mẹ́rìnlélógún tó ń bọ̀, èyí tó ń wáyé lónìí ọjọ́ Ẹtì ọjọ́ 22 oṣù kẹsàn-án ọdún yìí lẹ́kùn Ẹ̀pẹ́. Olùgbanilámọ̀ràn pàtàkì kí gbogbo wa, ní pàtàkì jùlọ kọmíṣánná wa tí wọ́n tún ti bá bó ṣe máa dá a lọ, ẹ̀yin ọba aláyélúwà wa gbogbo tó gún wà síkàlẹ̀, ẹ̀yin lóyè, ẹ̀yin baálẹ̀ ọkọ̀ ìlú, ẹ̀yin lọ́gàálọ́gàá lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ọba, ẹ̀yin ẹgbẹ́ oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ àti oníṣòwò, ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀dọ́, ẹ̀yin oníròyìn àti gbogbo ilé lápapọ̀ síbi ìpàdé àpérò gbogbogbò fún ìpalẹ̀mọ́ ètò ìṣúná ẹlẹ́ẹ̀karùn-ún irú rẹ̀ tí ìṣàkóso ìjọba tó wà lórí àlééfà báyìí ṣàgbékalẹ̀ rẹ̀, tí ẹ̀ka iléeṣẹ́ ọba tó ń rí sí ètò ọrọ̀ ajé àti ìṣúná nípínlẹ̀ Èkó sì jẹ́ agbátẹrù ètò náà. Wọ́n ní ètò yìí jẹ́ àlàkalẹ̀ tí ó fìdí ojúṣe ìjọba múlẹ̀ láti fi kàn sí tonílé tẹlẹ́mù láwọn ẹkùn márààrún tí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó pín sí, kí ẹ̀yin alẹ́nulọ́rọ̀ bá lè ní àǹfààní láti kópa nínú ètò ìṣúná gbangba làṣáta, èyí tí kò ní ẹja ń bákàn nínú, tí ó sì tún jẹ́ ìtẹ́wọ́gbà. Wọ́n ṣàlàyé pé ètò ìṣúná ọdún tó ń bọ̀ yìí jẹ́ èyí tí a fi sọ orí ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àti àwọn olùgbé rẹ̀ nípasẹ̀ pípèsè àwọn ohun èlò léṣẹ́wọ̀gbẹ́ tí yóò bá ìlànà ètò ọrọ̀ ajé àsìkò yìí mu, èyí tí yóò dá lórí pín ire láre, ọláńlá àti ìdàgbàsókè àwọn ohun amáyédẹrùn lọ́kọ̀ọ̀kan àwọn ẹkùn tí ó wà nípínlẹ̀ Èkó fún ìgbé ayé ìrọ̀rùn. Wọ́n ní ètò yìí jẹ́ ìmúṣẹ ìlérí ìṣàkóso ìjọba alájùmọ̀ṣe tí gómìnà Babájídé Sanwó-Olú ṣe níbẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀pẹ̀ sáà kejì ìṣàkóso ìjọba rẹ̀, níbi tí ó ti fọwọ́ akígbáyà pé àwọn yóò ṣe iṣẹ́ takuntakun láti jẹ́ kí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó tayọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìpínlẹ̀ kan gbòógì tí ìbọ̀wọ̀ fún òfin ti rí ìdíjókòó àti èyí tí ètò ọrọ̀ ajé rẹ̀ gbóúnjẹ fẹ́gbẹ́ tó sì tún gbà wò bọ̀ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà lápapọ̀. Wọ́n ṣàlàyé síwájú sí i pé àwọn òpó atọ́nà ìdàgbàsókè èyí tí ìṣàkóso tó wà lórí àlééfà báyìí yàn láàyò tí a mọ̀ sí themes tó túmọ̀ sí ètò ìrìnnà àti ìgbòkègbodò ọkọ̀, ètò ìlera àti àyíká tó wuyì, ètò ẹ̀kọ́ àti ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ ìgbàlódé, sísọ ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó di àwùjọ àpèwáwò lágbàáyé, ètò ìdárayá àti ìṣe ìjọba. Ni wọ́n tún ti ṣàfikún rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìkópa ẹ̀yin ará ìlú, ìfẹ̀gbẹ́kẹ̀gbẹ́ takọtabo àti ṣíṣe àmúlò àwọn ọ̀dọ́. Wọ́n ní ètò ìṣàkóso ìjọba gbé kájọgbé yìí kò ní yọ ẹnikẹ́ni sílẹ̀ yálà nípasẹ̀ ipò àwùjọ, akànbábo tàbí ọjọ́ orí. Wọ́n ṣàlàyé pé ìdí rẹ̀ rèé tí ìjọba fi ń kàn sí ẹ̀yin ará ìlú kí wọ́n tó gbé ìgbésẹ̀, ní pàtàkì jùlọ láti fi tó ẹ̀yin alẹ́nu lọ́rọ̀ létí bí ìmúṣiṣẹ́ ètò ìṣúná ìdajì ọdún ṣe lọ sí, bí omi ṣe pọ̀ tó lámù ìjọba fún ìṣúná ọlọ́dọọdún, pẹ̀lú àfojúsùn àwọn kọ́kọ́rọ́ ètò ọrọ̀ ajé bíi owó epo, èlé orí owó, ọ̀wọ́n gógó ọjà àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ní pàtàkì jùlọ, ètò àpérò yìí pèsè àǹfààní láti fojú rinjú fikùnlukùn pẹ̀lú ẹ̀yin ará ìlú láti lè jẹ́ kí àwọn ohun tí ẹ fẹ́ jẹyọ nínú ètò ìṣúná gẹ́gẹ́ bí ipá ìjọba bá ṣe ká wọn sí. Wọ́n tẹ̀síwájú pé ètò yìí jẹ́ ti igba ẹkẹ́ tí ń fọwọ́ tilé àti ti igba aláàmù tí ń fọwọ́ ti ògiri. Èyí ló ṣokùnfà bí a ṣe ṣe ní ojútáyé, bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀yin aláyélúwà ọba aládé wa gbogbo, ẹ̀yin baálé ọkọ̀ ìlú, ẹ̀yin olórí ẹlẹ́sìn gbogbo, ẹgbẹ́ ọlọ́jà, ẹgbẹ́ oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́, ẹgbẹ́ oníṣòwò, ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀dọ́, ẹgbẹ́ àwọn tó ní ìpèníjà ẹ̀yà ara, ẹgbẹ́ àdáni àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Nítorí àṣeyọrí ìṣàkóso ìjọba yìí nílò ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ gbogbo wa. Wọ́n ṣèlérí pé àtúnṣe yóò bá ìlànà ètò ìpawówọlé sápò ìjọba lọ́dọọdún kí ìjọba bá lè túbọ̀ dángájíá nínú ojúṣe rẹ̀ sí àwọn ará ìlú. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Balógun kò ṣàrán wa létí òwe àwọn baba ńlá wa tó sọ pé ọbẹ̀ tó dùn owó ló pa á, àti pé ẹnu fìfo kì í dún yànmùyànmù. Èyí ni wọ́n fi gbà wá lámọ̀ràn láti máa san owó orí wa sápò ìjọba déédéé. Bákan náà, wọ́n tún rọ̀ wá láti máa bọ̀wọ̀ fún òfin ìrìnnà ọkọ̀, àlàáfíà àti ìbádọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ àyíká wa, àti ní pàtàkì jùlọ ká má ṣe fọwọ́ yẹpẹrẹ mú ètò ààbò wa, nítorí ojú ni alákàn fi ń ṣọ́rí, tójú tìyẹ́ sì ni àparò fi ń ríran. Lákòótán, olùgbanilámọ̀ràn pàtàkì gómìnà kí gbogbo wa káàbọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i síbi ìpàdé àpérò gbé kájọgbé yìí lórúkọ ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, kọmíṣánná, akọ̀wé àgbà, àwọn alákòóso àti gbogbo àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ lẹ́ka iléeṣẹ́ ọba tó ń rí sí ètò ọrọ̀ ajé àti ìṣúná nípínlẹ̀ Èkó pé a kú àpérò o, ẹ ṣeun pé a pè wá, pé a pè yín, ẹ jẹ́ wa. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, àjùmọ̀ṣe gbogbo wa ni. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
Clapping for you now. She's always shy. She doesn't want me to clap for her. Kabisi, that is Olori Bodede for you. We thank you, my sister. Okay, I will quickly do this. I am to recognize respectfully the presence of His Royal Majesty, Alailua Oba Adeleke Akibu Ismaila Adingbi of Lakepia. Kabisi, we recognize and appreciate you, sir. I am still waiting for the other names for me to recognize. But in the meantime, you please permit me to want to request so at this point, I will be inviting the Honorable Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget for his presentation in the person of Mr. Mushokwe Folua George. But like I did say, the HC will be meeting with us shortly. But in the meantime, so that we can move on with what we are doing, he's been represented here, standing in his stead rather, is the special advisor to Mr. Governor on Economic Planning and Budget, Comrade Olalekan Balogun, to please speak at this time. Sir. our royal fathers, our traditional chiefs, eminent dignitaries here present. I have the honor and the pleasure one more time to graciously and thankfully recognize yet another royal father of ours, His Royal Majesty Oba Owolabi Saheed Momsen, LLB Hans, BL, Ma Budeje Aduloju III, the Abowa of Agbowa Ikosi. Abowa of Agbowa Ikosi, Kábíyèsí o. Kí lẹ wí sà? Abowa, ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́. Abowa of Agbowa Ikosi. Thank you very much, sir. I learn every day. No one is an island of wisdom. Kábíyèsí, or courtesy, sir. We thank you, Kábíyèsí. We thank you. One more time, I am to thankfully also appreciate with all sense of humility and courtesies the presence of His Royal Majesty Alailu Oba Kamarudin Animashaun, the Oloja of Epe. But by the grace of God today, Kábíyèsí is being represented here by High Chief Olatunde Oluwo Odofin of Epe. We want to thank you, our Father. Thank you so very much, sir. So at this point, I will request the pleasure of the Honorable Commissioner to please present his address. Mr. Commissioner, sir.
Hello, testing. Are you okay with that? Ẹ káàárọ̀ gbogbo ilé o. Mo fi tìdùnnú àti ọ̀wọ̀ kí orí adé tó wà níbí o. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀ tẹ́ yẹ wá sí. Mo fi ọ̀wọ̀ kí gbogbo àwọn àgbà ìjòyè níbí. Mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ tọrọ ìdáríjì lọ́wọ́ orí adé pé kẹjọ kẹ́ jẹ́ kí n dúró lórí existing protocol kí a lè tètè máa proceed so that a ní dá orí adé dúró pọ́jọ́ ti lọ. So this is my presentation today, just to go through the outline of what we'll be talking about and discussing here. We'll first of all introduce the aims and the objectives of the reason why we are here today, after which we would go to some key highlights of the current 2023 budget performance. We would also look at some 2024 economic outlook, because as we know, in Lagos here, we're subnational, and whether we like it or not, anything that affects Nigeria, one way or the other, will also affect us as a state. So we need to look at some of those key factors. We will look at the indicative 2024 medium-term budget framework, which essentially designs and shows the direction of which our budget for next year will go. We will touch on some of our focus areas. As an analogy that I like to give, you know, when you're in a race and you're charging towards the end, that's when you accelerate faster, just so you can finish very well. So we'll talk about some of our plans and objectives so that we can end the year 2023 in a very strong manner. We'll also look at our priority areas for year 2024, and also some ongoing and some completed projects. One thing that makes me really happy about this kind of gatherings is because we hear from you, the people, exactly what you want, as opposed to us sitting down in the Lausa and making plans, programs, and projects, putting things in the budget that we think you would want. It's better for us to come here, hear from you, receive those actual, because everyone says that, you know, it's who wears the shoe that really knows where it pinches. So it's always best to hear from our employers, our talk about which is actually the people. So when we come to this kind of gatherings, we give an account of previous engagements like this. You know, we know we can't do everything in one day. We know we can't do everything 100% in one administration, but it's always good to come back to say, okay, they are ongoing. but lágbára Ọlọ́run, we'll get to the rest of it. So here, I would just like to, like I mentioned, yes, so the budget cycle for 2024, we started the preparations. This is one key chain. This is one key chain in the whole value chain of the preparation of the annual budget. I feel like this is one of the most important parts of the process, if you really ask me, the consultative forum, as we call it. Yes. So, like I said earlier, this is just the aims and objectives of why we are here, to hear from you, to get the actual best programs for specific to this division. Because what we found over the days, you know, from the Ikeja division to the Badagry division to Lagos Island to Ikorodu and finally Epe, some things have been pretty common across, but some things are actually germane and peculiar to each of those divisions. So this forum will give us the opportunity to hear specifically what the people of Epe division would like to see. This is our Lagos. I would just like to use this opportunity to share some of the things that make us proud about Lagos. It is the gateway of Nigeria to the world, and it's the world's gateway to Nigeria. It is the largest food market in sub-Saharan Africa. It's the largest city-state in terms of population in Africa, with over 25 million people occupying only 0.4% of the national space, with over 30% of it represented by water bodies. It is also the melting pot of cultures, as over 500 languages are spoken by people who call Lagos their place of residence and business. It is indeed the economic powerhouse of Nigeria. If Lagos was a country, it will be compared, it will be the 6th largest economy in Africa. In terms of resilience, Lagos is rated AAA by Fitch, a rating upgraded at a time that globally global countries around the world were being rated downwards. Lagos is home to about 80% of the headquarters of Nigeria's leading enterprises. In terms of our vision, just to recap on that, we are pushing for a Lagos that will be Africa's largest city, with an annual growth, with a growth of 2.5%. We're pushing for a city that remains a pace setter for other African cities, owing to its rapid economic growth, urbanization, and cultural diversity. Also, a global economic and financial hub, and a city that will be safe, secure, functional, and productive. In terms of our mission for Lagos, we're pushing for a sustainable economic growth based on infrastructural renewal and development. And I always just like to also expatiate on infrastructural renewal and development. Yes, it's good. It increases economic activity when the roads are good, when you have infrastructure deficits gapped. But another side to the whole infrastructure completion in this space is also to know that it actually promotes economic activity. So when a bridge or a road is being constructed in a particular area, members of that locality tend to, most of the time, benefit. From the bricklayers to the carpenters to people that will work in putting together the raw materials for the bridge. Most of the times you'll see somebody selling food around the corner. So it's always good to look at the secondary indirect impacts of these social infrastructural projects. Our journey so far. So the budget year 2021, we've all ever since then, we've held these forums, we've taken account of the things that you've told us to do, and we've always made sure that we communicate them to the appropriate authorities, appropriate implementing agencies, to make sure that they factor these things in each of their budgets. In 2021, we're coming out of the global pandemic, and kind of some of the things that helped us in coming out of that as fast as we did was to strengthen our food security. We also pursue social intervention programs across different spaces. So when you see the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, the Ministry of Wealth Creation, churning out different programs those are intentional actions to try and reach each and everyone and make sure no one is left behind. We also tried to restart the Lagos economy by creating jobs through promotion of infrastructure and empowerment programs. So just like I mentioned earlier about the effects of when you put some of these infrastructure projects into place, it churns out jobs, it churns out empowerment programs for our people. We also built impactful partnerships with the federal government, states, and state development partners, local governments, and city society. We also ramped up our youth engagement. So I'm sure you must have heard during the Palm 6 address that he talked about the themes plus. The plus in the themes was our agenda in the first administration. The focus of this administration is themes plus. So the plus, which emphasizes on social inclusion, gender equality, and youth engagement. So you'll see that we're actually focusing a lot more on youth engagement, because we know the youth is not just the future of tomorrow. It's not the future. It is actually the now of our society. The year 2022 budget that we tagged the budget of consolidation was our last full year budget of the last administration. We made sure we prioritized existing and ongoing projects as opposed to just starting new one when the ongoing ones were not yet completed. We also did a lot for human capital development and social intervention. So some of the ministries I had mentioned earlier, WAPA, wealth creation, agriculture, tourism, and so on and so forth, are ministries that focus highly on the people, building capacity, empowering people, engaging our people, and so on and so forth. So I talked about food security. Yes, we can never talk about development and advancement without technology, because we know that's where the world is going today. So we do not ignore technology. We know that it's at the forefront of anything that we want to do, because it helps us in doing things more efficiently and more effectively. In ramping up year 2022 as well, we also focused on community-based type projects. So some of us may be familiar with Mr. Governor's 377 ward intervention project, where each of the 377 wards in Lagos State told governments the particular projects they wanted done in their ward, and then Mr. Governor and the government at large made sure those projects happened. The projects cut across different spheres. Some asked for water projects, some asked for street lights, some wanted their streets done, some wanted youth centers, and so on and so forth. So the current year budget we are running now is the budget of continuity. We made sure to ensure that the state has a robust, healthy, and growing economy with adequate jobs and strategic investments to sustain growth. We also made sure we provided affordable and world-class education, healthcare, and social services. Like I mentioned earlier, we are also ramping all of this up to make sure we end the year very, very well and strong, so we can keep our people and make our people happy. Some of the objectives that we had in mind and, acted like a means of guide for us when we were putting together the year 2020 budget was pretty much to aggressively develop, upgrade, and maintain our infrastructure, to create employment and enhance food security. So forums like this, keep promoting civic participation, inclusion, corporate governance across the 5 divisions. Like I mentioned earlier, we made sure just like we're doing here, that all interest groups are fully represented, from our traditional rulers to our religious rulers, to our religious leaders, to youth groups, civil society organizations, and so on and so forth. Because when we pronounce the Lagos State slogan of these are the things we talk about. Governments cannot do it alone. No man is an island, like Mr. Craig had mentioned earlier. So it's a joint participation, and we continue to encourage our people to make sure they participate. They keep talking to power. They keep telling us what it is that they want until it is done, because they are the reasons why we are here. Just to run through the rest of the objectives: improve capacity to collect due revenue as efficiently as possible. So that point really just goes to show that it's actually what we make in terms of revenue that we use in doing things for the people. So the more the state is able to make in revenue, the more of these projects and promises that we can deliver to the people. So here is just talking about some of the global and national economic highlights that eventually affect Lagos State one way or the other. So from the petrol price, which went up after the removal of subsidy, inflation, the foreign exchange rates. These things are just, economic indicators and things that we have to navigate. A lot of countries are suffering some of these things globally. Nigeria is not alone in this, and then these things affect our ability to receive from the federal government and also to make within the state here. Here it just shows our 2023 budget performance so far in terms of our revenue collection, both the total and the internally generated revenue as well. This was half year. It's not till date, it's just half year. And then we're working assiduously in the ministry and at the state as a whole to make sure we raise up our numbers and we end the year in a very, very strong position. Just some more numbers in terms of the budgets. Our economic outlook for year 2024. Like I mentioned earlier, so these are some of the indices that determine our ability to raise revenue, and in turn, that revenue raised, it's what's going to translate to the purchasing power and the expenditure power of the government. Some things that, whether we like it or not, will definitely affect us. Things like inflation, the exchange rate, the high unemployment rate, the influx rates of population into Lagos, the high income inequality, and things like that. One good thing that we can always mention from this slide is our growth in GDP. We've always, as a state and as a subnational, regardless of what's happening on the national level, grow our GDP rates year in, year out. And a GDP, for those who's asking what GDP is just pretty much our output in terms of our industries that drive economic activity, from industry to transportation to trade, because we're high on trade in Lagos, and things like that. So our GDP rate grows year in, year out. Just wanted to point that out. So more statistics for us. Okay, so so these are the things that determine our GDP. So service, industry, agriculture, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so I mentioned, these factors already, the crude oil production. Okay, keep going. The crude oil production, the crude oil price. So last year, we every 2 years in Lagos, we implement a program called the Lagos State Economic Summit, tagged Epe, which was the brainchild of Mr. President while he was governor, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which has been spanning from year 2001, I believe. And at last year's Epe, we launched the 30-year Lagos State Development Plan. And that plan pretty much just talks about where we want to be, where we see ourselves in 30 years as a state and as a subnational. And the plan has 4 major pillars. Each of those pillars has a total of 444 initiatives. Each initiative is like a road map. So, you know, if you're trying to get to a particular destination and you design a network of roads for you to get to that destination, those initiatives are actionable plans cut across effective governance, human-centric city, modern infrastructure, and a thriving economy. We are currently at phase 2 of this development plan, and which is going to span over a 6-year period. And these are some of the major takeaways from that plan: strengthening the economy and investment base, strengthening the ability to increase competitiveness of prioritized economic sectors. So you see that these points are not different from what I have been talking about. It's not different from the themes plus agenda of Mr. Governor. As you can see, that they are all interconnected to deliver on our mandate, overall ACIN mandate. And the plan is actually available online, and we can actually share the website for those who are not familiar with the plan to see what we say we want to do, where we want to be. And you can actually query government. You can actually hold us accountable to say, by now, in terms of your short-term goals, your mid-term goals, and your long-term goals for the plan, which one of them have you been able to achieve? The medium-term budget framework for 2024. Like I mentioned earlier, it's really, I really like that Yoruba saying of Tiba se Oba se, so it's really the revenue that we make that turns into the expenditure power of the administration. Here you can see in the middle, you have year 2024. I don't know if you can see that. And we are capped at about 1.5 trillion in total. This is a mixture of internally generated revenue from within the state, from federal transfers and capital receipts. And just another thing to point out here is that you can see the constant growth in the states from 2021 all the way to projected 2026. You can see that we have maintained a steady growth. Not a lot of states in Nigeria can boast of that. And I think that deserves a round of applause actually. Thank you. Thank you. Before I give my conclusion, I would just like us to show some of the projects, specifically in Epe Division and the states at large. So this is the blue line that was commissioned some months ago and eventually kicked off a few weeks ago. The blue line still. And just to say, some divisions have accused us of concentrating on particular division in terms of the train and not others. But if you look at the general master plan for Lagos and the long-term plan, we have not just the blue line, we have the red line, the yellow line, the purple line. So every single division of Lagos State is eventually going to be touched in terms of road transportation and massive mass transit. We also launched the electric buses just to support our efforts around the mass movement of our people on the road. Marina, National Theatre, and Ikeja stations. Okay, so this is the rehabilitation and upgrading of Etiosa Road. Here we have, okay, so this was from Eleko to Epeti Junction through Awoyaya. You see the picture that it's an ongoing project still going on. Contractors are on site. Here, the upgrading of strategic and internal roads here in the local government. This is also here in Epe. This is Otumba Adeni Street, Oshino Street. Marina Olowo Road that we take a lot of pride in. This is Ibeju-Lekki local government. So we try as much as possible not to leave anyone behind, which is very pronounced in our slogan. This is K2 Erenyo, Central Food Security System and Logistics Hub, which is ongoing. Some of our, okay, this is around fishery. I just wanted to highlight some of these things and just for you to take a look at them. Elemo Community Junior Secondary School. This is an ongoing secondary school here in Epe. I'm going back. I'm going back. I need to go back. Yes, so just to conclude my presentation, this administration is committed to participatory and uninclusive governance, like we keep emphasizing, in the same value of achieving an inclusive government. This administration's agenda on Themes Plus, which specifics on gender equality, social inclusion, and youth engagement. In order to achieve this agenda, our IGR must be raised. I think I've talked about this IGR revenue issue about 6 times during my presentation. So just to emphasize that we should please make sure we continue to perform our civic responsibility of paying our taxes, obeying traffic rules, obeying environmental laws, and also being security conscious. That will be my presentation for now. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, the special advisor. My sister Bodede, okay, she's coming on board. But before she comes, mo fẹ́ kí àwọn bàbá wa High Chief Suwailiu Muritala, Baálẹ̀ Imokunland. Bàbá wa a kí yín púpọ̀, ẹ káàbọ̀ sáàrin wa. Mo kí Alhaji Kamoru Adenuga, Olóòtú of Odùṣọ́lá. Bàbá wa, mo kí yín púpọ̀ sà, ẹ ṣé gan. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà mo kí bàbá wa Alhaji Musadik Sharafa, Baálẹ̀ Gbogijẹ Ìbẹ̀jú Lẹ́kì. A kí yín púpọ̀ bàbá wa sà, ẹ kú dìde, ẹ káàbọ̀ sáàrin wa. Gbogbo ohun tí Commissioner sọ ní èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì ni ẹnì kejì mi, sister mi máa wá túmọ̀ fún wa ní èdè Yorùbá wa. My sister.
Thank you, sir. Mo tún kí gbogbo lé lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i. Èyí ni ìgékúrú àgbékalẹ̀ kọmíṣánná lẹ́ka iléeṣẹ́ ọba tó ń rí sí ètò ọrọ̀ ajé àti ìṣúná nípínlẹ̀ Èkó, ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ọpẹ́ George, tí olùgbanilámọ̀ràn pàtàkì fún gómìnà, ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ọlálékan Balógun ṣojú fún níbi ìpàdé àpérò gbogbogbò lórí ìpalẹ̀mọ́ ètò ìṣúná ẹgbàá ọdún ó lé mẹ́rìnlélógún tó ń bọ̀, èyí tó ń wáyé lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ lónìí ọjọ́ Ẹtì, ọjọ́ 22 oṣù kẹsàn-án ọdún tá a wà yìí lẹ́kùn Ẹ̀pẹ́. Ṣáájú, kọmíṣánná kí gbogbo wa káàbọ̀ síbi àpérò yìí bíi ti ìṣáájú. Ní pàtàkì jùlọ, wọ́n fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ júbà gbogbo àwọn ọba aláyélúwà àti gbogbo ilé lápapọ̀. Wọ́n tẹ̀síwájú pé ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe rẹ̀ tún ti gùnlé ìpalẹ̀mọ́ ètò ìṣúná ọlọ́dọọdún ti ẹgbàá ọdún ó lé mẹ́rìnlélógún pẹ̀lú èròǹgbà láti ṣàgbékalẹ̀ ètò ìṣúná tó múnádóko. Wọ́n ṣàlàyé pé látàrí àti gbé ètò ìṣàkóso ìjọba súnmọ́ ẹ̀yin ará ìlú àti láti ṣe ìmúṣẹ ìpinnu ìṣàkóso alájùmọ̀ṣe ti gómìnà Sanwó-Olú tí kì í kó yan ẹ̀yin ará ìlú kéré, ni ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó tún ṣe fọ́n rere àgbékalẹ̀ ètò ìkópa tó jọjú láti ọ̀dọ̀ kó wa. Ṣé gbogbo wa náà la mọ̀ pé àgan ni ètò àpérò yìí kò ṣeé dágbé? Èyí ló mú kí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ṣàgbékalẹ̀ rẹ̀ jákèjádò àwọn ẹkùn márààrún tí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó pín sí. Wọ́n ṣàlàyé síwájú sí pé èrèdí àpérò yìí pín sí ọ̀nà 4 pàtàkì. Ọ̀nà kìíní, láti fi tó ẹ̀yin alẹ́nu lọ́rọ̀ létí bí ìmúṣiṣẹ́ ètò ìṣúná ìdajì ọdún tí a wà yìí ṣe lọ sí. Ọ̀nà kejì, láti sọ èròǹgbà ìjọba di mímọ̀ fún ẹ̀yin olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ní ìwọ̀nba èyí tó kù kí ọdún yìí parí àti àwọn àfojúsùn ìjọba fún ọdún tó ń bọ̀. Ọ̀nà kẹta, láti gba àfikún àbá àti ìmọ̀ràn yín nínú ìpalẹ̀mọ́ ètò ìṣúná ọdún tó ń bọ̀. Ọ̀nà kẹrin, láti fààyè gba ìkópa tó lóòrìn láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀yin ará ìlú nínú ìpalẹ̀mọ́ ètò ìṣúná ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Lẹ́yìn èyí, kọmíṣánná yànnàná àwọn ipò aṣíwájú ọlọ́kan-ò-jọ̀kan tí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ti pegedé fi gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ̀ka nílẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ àti ní gbogbo àgbáyé lápapọ̀ nípa ètò ọrọ̀ ajé rẹ̀ tó rú gọ́gọ́ tó sì tún ní kìmí. Wọn kò ṣàìfi ọdún yin ọdún nípa ṣíṣe ìgbéléwọ̀n àwọn ètò ìṣúná ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó láti 2021 sí 2023 tí a wà yìí. Àbájáde yìí tí ó fi hàn gbangba pé òkè ni ẹmu ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ń ru sí nípa ṣíṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ètò ọrọ̀ ajé tó kún àkúnyawọ́ lórí ìpèsè oúnjẹ lọ́pọ̀ yanturu, ìpèsè iṣẹ́, títẹ̀síwájú nínú ìpèsè àwọn ohun amáyédẹrùn ìgbàlódé ní pàtàkì jùlọ lẹ́ka ìrìnnà, ètò ìrónilágbára àwọn ọ̀dọ́, ìpèsè ètò ẹ̀kọ́ àti ètò ìlera ìgbàlódé tó tẹ̀wọ̀n lówó tí kò gani lára, pípèsè àǹfààní ìfẹ̀gbẹ́kẹ̀gbẹ́ láàrin takọtabo àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òpó atọ́nà ìdàgbàsókè themes aláfikún èyí tí ìṣàkóso ìjọba tó wà lórí àlééfà báyìí yàn láàyò láti fi ṣe ọ̀pákùtẹ̀lẹ̀ àwọn ètò ìlọsíwájú rẹ̀. Ṣé ẹ̀yin àgbábọ̀ ẹni a kì í mọ̀ ọgún mọ̀ ọ̀tẹ̀ kí iyún ewùrà má lẹ́mọ? Bí ó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé àwọn kùdìẹ̀kudiẹ kọ̀ọ̀kan dúnkokò mọ́ ètò ọrọ̀ ajé látàrí ìyọkúrò owó ìrànwọ́ epo bẹntiró, ọ̀wọ́n gógó ọjà, ìfìdírẹmi owó náírà àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, síbẹ̀ nínú gbogbo ọ̀fín àti ọ̀lá yìí ni ọmọ pàǹdọ̀rọ̀ ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó tún ṣe ara bọ̀rọ̀bọ̀rọ̀. Kọmíṣánná tún ṣíṣọ lójú eégún àwọn ojúṣe ribiribi tó sì sódò ikùn ìjọba láti fi túbọ̀ mú ìdàgbàsókè tó lóòrìn bá ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó nínú ètò ìṣúná ọdún yìí nítorí ó kù níbọn ń ró. Díẹ̀ lára àwọn ojúṣe wọ̀nyí ni ṣíṣe àtúnṣe ìkópa àjọṣe àti ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ àwọn ará ìlú nínú ètò ìṣàkóso ìjọba, mímú ìdàgbàsókè tó fẹsẹ̀ rinlẹ̀ bá ètò ẹ̀kọ́, ètò ìlera àti agbègbè, ṣíṣe àmúlò àwọn ìlànà ìgbàlódé lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ọba, mímú àyípadà bá ìlànà ìpawówọlé sápò ìjọba tí kò ní kọ́lọ́fín, fífa ojú àwọn olókoòwò àdáni mọ́ra fún ìbáṣepọ̀ okòòwò tó dáńtọ́ pẹ̀lú ìpèsè agbègbè olókoòwò tó máa májé wá, fífi àyè gba ìkópa àti ìrólágbára àwọn ọ̀dọ́ àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Wọ́n kí ọ̀rọ̀ wọn lẹ́yìn nípa fífi àwọn àti òpó ìdóṣùwọ̀n ṣàlàyé àwọn ìsọ̀rí pàtàkì tí ètò ìṣúná ọdún yìí pín sí, ìdá tí ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan wọn kó nínú ìdá 100 àti iye ẹgbẹ̀lẹ́mùkú owó náírà tí ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan wọn gbà nínú ètò ìṣúná náà. Ṣé àríṣe laríkà? Èyí ló mú kí kọmíṣánná túnṣu désàlẹ̀ ìkòkò lórí àwọn àkànṣe iṣẹ́ tí ìṣàkóso gómìnà Sanwó-Olú ti gbé ṣe, èyí tí wọ́n ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ àti àwọn tí wọn yóò tún tẹ̀síwájú lórí rẹ̀. Díẹ̀ lára àwọn àkànṣe iṣẹ́ wọ̀nyí ni ṣíṣe aṣọ lójú ọkọ̀ ojú irin ìgbàlódé aláwọ̀ aró lágbègbè Marina láti ọwọ́ gómìnà àti igbákejì gómìnà, ṣíṣí ibùdókọ̀ ọkọ̀ ojú irin ìgbàlódé lágbègbè Ìkẹjà, Agége àti National Theatre, iṣẹ́ òpópónà àti ibùdókọ̀ ọkọ̀ ojú irin ìgbàlódé akérò aláwọ̀ pupa tó ń tẹ̀síwájú, ìpèsè àwọn ọkọ̀ bọ̀gìnì ìgbàlódé akérò tó ń lo iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná lábala kìíní, àtúnṣe àti àmúgbòòrò àwọn òpópónà lábala bíi àtúnṣe àti àmúgbòòrò òpópónà márosẹ̀ tí Ọ̀sà Lẹ́kì Ẹ̀pẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ sí ìyànà oríta mẹ́ta Ẹ̀pẹ́, èyí tó gba Óyaya kọjá sí Green Spring, Majek àti agbègbè Ògìdán níjọba ìbílẹ̀ Etí Ọ̀sà àti Ìbẹ̀jú Lẹ́kì, oní kìlómítà 18.5 ó lé díẹ̀. Àtúnṣe àti àmúgbòòrò àwọn ọ̀nà tó la àárín òpópónà méjì já àti àwọn ọ̀nà àbújá àárín àdúgbò tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ níjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ẹ̀pẹ́ lágbègbè Àrágà, Poka àti Òkè Ọ̀ṣọ́. Àtúnṣe àti àmúgbòòrò àwọn ọ̀nà tó wà ní ẹnu ìloro lágbègbè ààlà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àti ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn. Àtúnṣe òpópónà àdúgbò Ọ̀túnba Adéníyì àti àdúgbò Ọ̀ṣínáwọ̀. Àtúnṣe òpópónà Marina sí òpópónà Awólọ́wọ̀ níjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ẹ̀pẹ́. Àtúnṣe iṣẹ́ òpópónà Màgbọ́n Aládé níjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ìbẹ̀jú Lẹ́kì. Iṣẹ́ sì ń tẹ̀síwájú lórí kíkọ́ oríkò ìdáàbòbò ìpèsè oúnjẹ pẹ̀lú èlò ìmúṣiṣẹ́ ìgbàlódé rẹ̀ tani gbùngbùn agbègbè Kétu Eréyùn lẹ́pẹ́. Ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lórí ìlànà ọ̀sìn ẹja ojúdó ìgbàlódé pẹ̀lú ìpèsè àwọn ohun èlò ìpẹja fún ìrólágbára àwọn ọ̀dọ́. Ṣíṣe ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fún àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lábẹ́ ètò àgbẹ̀lọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Ṣíṣe ìpèsè àwọn ohun èlò ìrànwọ́ ìmúṣiṣẹ́ bíi ẹ̀rọ amúǹkandì tó jinú, ẹ̀rọ agbọ́n ẹ̀rọ̀fọ̀ dànù, ẹ̀rọ ìlọta, ẹ̀rọ amúnáwá àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ fún àwọn tó yan iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ láàyò. Ìpèsè àwọn ọkọ̀ katakata ìgbàlódé tí ẹ̀ka iléeṣẹ́ ọba tó ń rí sí ètò ọ̀gbìn nípínlẹ̀ Èkó, kíkọ́ àwọn ilégbèé alájà mẹ́ta ìgbàlódé tí owó rẹ̀ rọjú sí abala ti agbègbè Ṣàngótẹ̀dó àtúnkọ́ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ girama kékeré tó wà lágbègbè ẹlẹ́mọ̀rọ̀ sí alájà méjì tìgbàlódé. Iṣẹ́ sì ń tẹ̀síwájú nílé ẹ̀kọ́ girama àgbà tó wà lágbègbè Òdòmọ́lá lẹ́pẹ́. Pínpín àwọn irinṣẹ́ ìgbàlódé láti fi ṣètò ìrànwọ́ fún àwọn 500 oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ àti oníṣòwò. Pínpín àwọn ohun èlò léṣe ọwọ́gbẹ́ fún àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ àti oníṣòwò nípínlẹ̀ Èkó àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Púpọ̀ nínú àwọn àkànṣe iṣẹ́ wọ̀nyí ni a ti ń ṣe àfihàn wọn lórí ẹ̀rọ amóhùnmáwòrán tó wà níwájú wa. Lákòótán, wọ́n tún rán wa létí pé ìṣàkóso ìjọba tó wà lórí àlééfà báyìí jẹ́ ti àjùmọ̀ṣe àti ti gbogbogbò. Látàrí àti fìdí àjùmọ̀ṣe ìṣàkóso ìjọba náà múlẹ̀, ní ìjọba ṣe àfikún àwọn òpó atọ́nà ìmúṣiṣẹ́ ìdàgbàsókè rẹ̀ the themes aláfikún pẹ̀lú ìpèsè àǹfààní ìfẹ̀gbẹ́kẹ̀gbẹ́ takọtabo, kíkó ará ìlú mọ́ra àti ṣíṣe àmúlò àwọn ọ̀dọ́. Kí àwọn òpó atọ́nà wọ̀nyí tó lè kẹsẹ̀ járí, ètò ìpawówọlé sápò ìjọba lábẹ́lé nílò àmójútó láti dẹ́kun ìná àpà àti ìdánilágara. Wọ́n rawọ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ sí gbogbo olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó láti dákun dábọ̀ máa san owó orí wa déédéé sápò ìjọba kí ìjọba bá lè romi bùlámù ṣe àwọn ètò àti ojúṣe rẹ̀, nítorí tí bá a ṣe ò bá ṣe kò sí ohun tí bá a là fẹ́ lá. Wọ́n ní ìjọba náà mọ̀ pé àwọn kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ ka ojú ìlú lásìkò tí a wà yìí látàrí ìyọkúrò owó ìrànwọ́ epo bẹntiró, ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ṣèlérí pé ìjọba ti pinnu láti má ṣe dá àwọn ará ìlú dá bùkátà wa. Ìdí nìyí tí ìjọba fi gbé àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ amáyédẹrùn. Wọ́n rọ̀ kó wá láti fi èròǹgbà wa lórí ètò ìṣúná àti àwọn ohun
or wisdom. Dárúkọ àwọn nǹkan tá a fẹ́ kíjọba bá wa ṣe, a máa dárúkọ àdúgbò, ibo la fẹ́ kọ́ ṣe sí, ṣé Tamárun ni, ṣé Ìbẹ̀jú Lẹ́kì ni, ṣé Fólú ni, ṣé Ìsẹ̀ ni, ṣé Òdòmọ́là ni, ṣé Àjàgànnàbẹ ni, àbíbo la fẹ́ jẹ́ kí wọ́n ṣe sí níbẹ̀ ní gbogbo ìbílẹ̀, ṣé Àgbówàkùsì ni
ṣé Kétu ni àbí Ejìnrìn ni àbí níbo ń bẹ̀. So tá bá ti ń sọ àwọn nǹkan tá fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ìjọba ṣe fún wa lórí àwọn òpó kọ̀ọ̀kan wọ̀nyí, a máa ṣàlàyé ibi tí oníkálùkù máa dúró sí láti àwọn tó máa ṣe àṣekágbá ẹ̀, tó máa ṣe ètò, tó máa kọ àwọn nǹkan tí ẹ bá fẹ́ yẹ kí ìjọba ṣe fún wa, ó máa dúró sí òpó kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì ń bẹ̀ ni wípé òpó tí àwọn tó máa ṣe àwọn èèyàn máa sọ̀rọ̀. Dárúkọ alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ ń bẹ̀ ni traffic management and transportation. Ìyẹn la mọ̀ sí nípa ìgbòkègbodò ọkọ̀ ní ìlú Èkó. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ọ̀rọ̀jìmí àti sista wa tá mọ̀ sí Zainab Hasan ni wọ́n máa ṣe ètò nípa òpó tí nípa Ayid àti Mr. Olúmídé Àjàó, Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Olúmídé Àjàó pẹ̀lú Alhaji olówó níṣayé Saheed ni wọ́n máa di òpó yẹn mú. Entertainment and tourism, nípa àwọn òṣèré, àwọn olórin, àwọn amúlùúdùn ní ìlú Èkó àti nípa ìgbàlejò fún gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tá ní ìlú Èkó. And níbí báyìí tí àlejò bá ń bọ̀, ìjọba máa fún wọn ní ètò ààbò, wọ́n máa ṣe ọ̀nà, wọ́n máa ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tí ojú òfin ní tì wá ní ìlú Èkó. tó gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí òpó kọ̀ọ̀kan tí à ń dárúkọ wọ̀nyí ni wọ́n máa lọ dúró ti àwọn tí wọ́n máa ṣe akọ̀wé ibẹ̀ láti sọ nǹkan tí ẹ fẹ́ jẹ́ kíjọba ṣe fún ìlú. Tẹ bá dẹ̀ máa sọ nǹkan yẹn, ẹ sọ ibi tẹ fẹ́ jẹ́ kí wọ́n ṣe sí, kí wọ́n kọ wọ́n sílẹ̀. Tí àwọn tó máa dúró ńbẹ̀ ni Alhaji Baruwa Basit, Alhaji Baruwa Basit àti Mrs. Abdullahi. Ẹlẹ́nkẹfà ni security, governance and finance. Ètò ààbò, ìṣètò ìjọba àti owó níná. Ètò ààbò, ìṣètò ìjọba àti owó níná. Mr. Lawal àti Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ọmọláàrin ni wọ́n máa dúró síbi tí mò ń sọ yẹn. Ẹlẹ́nkẹfà ni mo dárúkọ yẹn. Ẹlẹ́nkeje, nǹkan tí ó jẹ́ kí ìjọba kí wọ́n fi ṣe àfikún Teams agenda tá a mọ̀ sí Teams Plus. Òun ni youth engagement, gender equality and social inclusion. Ìjọba rí i pé ó ṣe pàtàkì láti fi nǹkan dá àwọn ọ̀dọ́ nípa ètò ọ̀dọ́. Ó ṣe pàtàkì fún ìjọba àti nípa ọkùnrin, obìnrin, àti nípa pé nǹkan tọkùnrin lè ṣe, obìnrin náà lè ṣe, àti nípa gbogbo nǹkan tí àwọn èèyàn máa fẹ́ ní ìlú. Nísìnyí, a fẹ́ yẹ kí àwọn èèyàn níbi tí ẹ bá fẹ́, òpó méje ló wà. Àwọn èèyàn tó máa dá yín lóhùn, tó máa kọ gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ fẹ́ yẹ kí ìjọba ṣe fún yín, wọ́n ti dúró síbẹ̀. A máa wá gbà wá níyànjú láti lọ sí òpó kọ̀ọ̀kan tí a bá fẹ́. Àbọ̀ mi ni ẹ ṣeun. Àwọn kábíyèsí wa, níkàlẹ̀ kí wọ́n jókòó sí ibi tí wọ́n kalẹ̀ sí. Àwọn tó máa wá gba nǹkan tí wọ́n fẹ́ kí wọ́n ṣe sí agbègbè wọn tí wọ́n ń tukọ̀, wọ́n máa wá bá wọn níkàlẹ̀ ńbẹ̀, wọ́n máa wá kọ́. Mo júbà fún adé lẹ́ǹkan sí o. Àbọ̀ mi ni o. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 7 pillars. The first one is traffic management and transportation. The seventh pillar, we have, àwọn tó máa ṣe ìtukọ̀ ìkeje tá a mọ̀ sí youth engagement, gender equality and social inclusion. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Múyìwá pẹ̀lú Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Muyideen. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Múyìwá pẹ̀lú Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Muyideen. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. So, for those that do not understand èdè abínibí wa tí a mọ̀ sí Yorùbá, we have 7 pillars. The first one is traffic management and transportation. The second one is health and environment. Traffic management and transportation, mo ní apá ọ̀tún mi ní bíbáyìí ní alákọ̀ọ́kọ́. Ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì ni nípa ètò ìlera, health and environment, education and technology. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, for those that are team leads, I want you to just give a sign by raising up hand whenever I call your pillars. Traffic management and transportation. That is Mr. Orojimi. We have health and environment. We have Mr. Kamal and the second officer. Education and technology. We have 3 sets of officers standing there at the extreme right of my side. Then at the back of the hall, we have youth engagement, gender equality, and social inclusion. Màá fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ nawọ́ yín sókè, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nípa ẹ̀yin tẹ́ dúró sí Mr. Muyiwa àti Mr. Muyideen ní apá àlàáfíà mi bíbí báyìí ní ọ̀nà ẹ̀yìn lọ́hùn-ún. A ní entertainment and tourism. Màá fẹ́ yẹ kí ẹni tó wà níbẹ̀ kí ó nawọ́ sókè kí wọ́n rí. Ẹni tó wà ní charge entertainment and tourism. Àkókò ń lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, òun náà ni mo ṣe ń yá. Yes, sókè ta. Entertainment and tourism. Mrs. Abdullahi. It's okay. We have security, governance, and finance. Security, governance, and finance are making Lagos a 21st century economy. Ogún ìṣẹ́jú la máa fi ṣe àkọsílẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn òpó tí a dárúkọ yìí. Ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀. Okay. Those interested in education and technology nípa ètò ẹ̀kọ́ àti ayélujára, nípa ètò ẹ̀kọ́ àti ẹ̀rọ ìgbàlódé, kí ẹ tẹ̀lé màmá wa yìí tí a mọ̀ sí ogún ìṣẹ́jú la máa fi ṣe eléyìí tí à ń ṣe yìí. Ogún ìṣẹ́jú.
Craig, can you come here? Craig, where are you? Craig. Where is Craig? Craig. You know they're here again.
Finally, are right because it's almost one. Then each of the candidates have 2 minutes to just speak.
Okay. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, bí a ṣe ń ṣe èyí, a ní fẹ́ dá àwọn kábíyèsí wa lágara. So wọ́n pa á láṣẹ wípé bí a ṣe ń ṣe ètò yìí lọ, kí a fún àwọn kábíyèsí wa ní àǹfààní ohun tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ sọ, kí a lè gba àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ wọn sílẹ̀ àti ohun tí wọ́n fẹ́ kí ìjọba ṣe. A lè ṣe yìí ká lè fi òkùnkùn pa ẹyẹ méjì. So it is in this note, kábíyèsí, our royal fathers, with all due respect, all courtesies and honor to you, royalhood, I wouldn't know who will want to speak first. All right, sir. Kábíyèsí, you have the floor. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, kábíyèsí fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀. Please, can we have your attention, please? Hello. Please, let us respect. We are Yorubas. Adẹ̀kínrí àkíní orí adé fi o. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, kábíyèsí fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ jẹ́ ká gbọ́rọ̀ kábíyèsí. Kábíyèsí.
I want to say good afternoon to everybody that is seated here. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ káàsán o. Ẹ jẹ́ kí.
Hello, ariwo yìí pọ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ kí kábíyèsí ń sọ̀rọ̀. Please, can we be seated? Please let us be calm. We'll attend to all your needs. Whatever complaints, please. But let us hear Kábíyèsí speak, please. We beg you. Kábíyèsí, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, sir. My name is Alailuwa Oba Adewale Abdul. I am the Olofin Ajayi of Orugbo Ido Olusi II. We want to say a big thank you to His Excellency and the government for giving us this opportunity to be here today, to hear us out. Once again, we want to say a big thank you to you. For all the government has been doing, it's an eyesore and it's something that is very, very commendable. We say a big thank you. In your speech, when you were delivering your speech, a lot of things were said. And for now, we want to talk about our needs. I'm in Epe Division. Rather than everybody going on and on about things, last year,
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ariwo yìí pọ̀. Hello. Hello. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ariwo yìí pọ̀. Kábíyèsí ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run. A lè wà láàfin kí kábíyèsí sọ̀rọ̀ ká máa pariwo báyìí. Please, can we be seated? Hello, youths. Our youths, all Lascota. Youths, please let's become. I beg of you in the name of Almighty God, please. Ni máa pariwo báyìí, and the kábíyèsí speaking. Listen to His Royal Majesty, please. Kábíyèsí.
and we'll talk about the food security thing, which is a laudable project by the government. I had a reservation last time, which is connecting the road network. I'm still going to emphasize on it. What will be benefits to that area will still be on the road network. When we talk of road network, I bet you we really need it. Fortunately, I'm privileged to be part of the government because as we speak, the federal government in conjunction with Lagos State government and our honorable senator they're working on Itoikin to Ikorodu road now, which is something that's laudable. And fortunately, it's been sited in my area, which is Ajebo. Ajebo is in Orugbo Ido along before you get to Itoikin. That is part of Orugbo Ido. But unfortunately, I can tell you vividly, I had to travel via Odongunyo to Express Road to link Epe because the little vehicle that I'm pushing around with, my bumper has been off for a little while. And I want to tell you for free, most of the people from that axis managed to come to this end. If you want to be good to me, you might as well take your truck and go through that route. That road needs attention like yesterday, not tomorrow, or like yesterday, if that could be done. I think will be a better place around Epe Division to come here. The last time I talked as well, when you were giving your speech, you talked about how the government is working on the waterway. Yes, the building jetties. But there's some certain things that need to be put into consideration. We were being known to be in Riverine area. We're not, yes, Riverine, because we're very close to the coastal band. But I want to tell you for free, most of this development is needed around this area. That area where the government is going is highly concentrated. We need it here. So people there, that area needs to be decongested. You understand? The waterway, it is fantastic, is what we need to use. Like, for example, now, I am from Orugbo Ido. Orugbo Ido is on the bank of Itoikin, and that waterway to Palomar is 25 minutes. I've tried it. I went on the waterway. So if the government can really look into it, and we have so many towns around there, like Ketu, Ejiri, Itoikin, Orugbo, Igonke, Imota, Agbowa, Ota, and Udayondelu. Those axes, the government could improve the LGR there because people commute from that area all the way to mainland. If the government could do that on that axis, I'm mentioning about 7 communities around there, I can use that. Orugbo is available because behind my palace, you see the waterway there, which is low-lying fellow. And which could equally add to the IGR of the state government, because I was once in the system as well. I've worked with the government. I was a sole administrator, so I know what drives the government, which is in terms of money. And that's on that. Yes, you're talking about the rail line toward, in those axes. Yes, they are developed area. But you have more people in these axes. If that rail line in town, the blue, the red, the purple, whatever rail line they want to call it, it doesn't matter. But just let us have it and have a taste of it from Epe Division all the way to Ikorodu axis. That would be a form of congestions on that road, because the traffic load on that road, you don't want to, cannot be quantified during the daytime. So the rail line too will be a better thing for us to have, and it will take so many people away from there. I would just want to have this, and I'm going to put down the microphone. When you are delivering your speech, you talked about the project of 377 projects. I want to tell you, I'm not reporting anybody, but subsequently, if there is directive from the state, I think each monarch in their respective homes should know about it. They should know about it. The 377 word, I can tell you nothing happens in my word. But I want to tell you subsequently, the chairman of a local government should liaise with the monarch. We know what our people, what their needs are. They come to our palace. They don't see them, they see us. If a chairman walks in here, most of the people here, they will dodge them, but we can't dodge them. They know me, they know my palace, they know my house. I don't have a PA, I don't have a police, because I want to fi mi jẹ ọba, àwa ni wọ́n wá ń bá, kò kì í ṣe àwọn alága ìlú tí ó wà ńbẹ̀. Ọmọ àlọ́ ń bá wọn náà o, ṣùgbọ́n ọmọ àjókòó sẹ́nu ọ̀nà tiwa, àtọba, àti baálẹ̀, àti ìjòyè, ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa ni wọ́n wá. So gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n ní wọ́n ń ṣe yìí, ẹ dákun, ẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n máa sọ fún wa, à lè bá wọn tọ́ wọn sọ́nà. Irú Wálé Rájí ńsìn, fantastic gentleman. He asked me what we want. He said they were building schools, just like what the government is doing. And I told him point blank, we don't need a school. He said, what do we need? I said, we need a teacher's quarters. And why do we need teacher's quarters? We have a school. The teachers they're always on transfer. Why are they on transfer? Because there's no accommodation for them. And the gentleman did that for us. I can tell you, if any teacher walk up to me and said he's having an issue, I'm going to tell them to send him away. You might as well put your pen to paper and said you should resign, because ilewa to ma gbe. Tá a bá ní ìdí omi, ẹ má ṣomi fún wa. Nǹkan tá a bá fẹ́ nílùú wa, òun ni kẹ́ ṣe fún wa. Tẹ́ bá ti bá wa sọ̀rọ̀, àwọn alága tẹ́gbé lé wa lórí tẹ́gbé fún wa, àdúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run, oníkálùkù á ṣe tiẹ̀, á bọ́lẹ̀. Tó bá dẹ̀ ti bọ́lẹ̀, ó máa kú àwa pẹ̀lú yín. Torí 35 years lẹ́yìn sign. Àwọn ọdún mẹ́jọ péré lọ́n sign. Ẹni tọ́lọ́run bá kádàrá kó máa lọ ọdún mẹ́jọ ni. Tó bá ti ṣe ẹ̀kan ẹ̀, a máa lọ lé ẹ̀. So please, let the government know that anytime any project is coming to our domain, we should be part of it. If we are part of it, we will help them and make it work. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. We all thank you for what we're hearing from all the people from the states. So particularly, thank you from governor, and we thank you from the commissioner. So, with due respect, I will not take much of your time. So I'm fasting. So now my request from the states, which already almost like 7 years ago, we proposed for area office in
in Ogunfayo, Eputu. It's an area office called Ogunfayo Area Office, Iberekun Ibejuleki. So we request for that for almost 7 years. So we're pleading, please, if we can get, we have a land, we give them a land. We give them a land to build the area office for the revenue, because people from the Abidjan is so far for them to go to Gondoloja. So the Eputu is in the center of the Werekun. So that's one. Two, I request for secondary school. So inside the Eputu, we have a land inside the school, the primary school now. So we need secondary school. That's the two. Third one, if we are coming from the express to the palace, we just, because my people was every 2 months, we're doing a grader, we're grading the road because the road is bad. So we want the government, with due respect to Mr. Commissioner, to help us to fix the road or give us a interlocking road to the palace. That's the third one. The last thing into the list, we request for the health center, because the health center that we have right now is in Aoyaya. We have another one in Akodo. If anything happens in my community, so we have to run to Aoyaya or run back to Akodo. It's very, 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 it's not okay with us. We thank you. So I will stop on that. So for the people to go ahead. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, the PS and the SHD governor. I would like to thank the Olorugbo. I think he has spoken very well. At least he has spoken the mind of most of the obas, that the government should bring in the monarch in their government. I think with that, a lot betterment will come to our people. I am the Onibeju of Ibejuland, Oba Wali Olasukomi. I would like to thank the governor for his tremendous work in my local government. The road and the Deep Blue Sea, the Dangote refineries, deep sea port, the proposed airport, and many others. So we thank him and the APC government. We thank all of them. You spoken about the environmental distance, and if you're looking at my area, the only hazard we have is the beach area. That's the ocean. If you get to some of this between the lake or down to lake area, you will see how the water is, it's taking over that area. If there is what government can do to save people in that area, they should help us. Then how congested, how do we stop it or manage people moving from our area to Lagos or Lagos, Eko every day? Now, millions of people go to Eko. They are not all civil servants. They were not all students. Majority of them are market people. So if this government can do this to us, if we can have a standard international market and standard local market too. So a lot of people go to Idumota to buy clothes, to buy all these things. And another, the other people went to Ojo Alaba market for spare part, electronics and all these things. And what do you call the other one I told you? Ladipo for spare markets. So spare parts market. So those are the things that cause more vehicle on the road. It's not about business. So they went there for shopping, for all these things. So if you can have a standard market within Ibeju, Lekki, people that are coming from Epe, people that are coming from Ijebu, for this, they will stop at Ibeju. And if the people that use it, that those who buy this thing can go, they will only move from Ibeju to buy from Jumota or where we've mentioned. So what we have the shops at Ibeju here, where it will be very easy for people to do their daily business. And you can create offices like the one we had at VI. You know, that open area is meant for business, and our people can have their office here. You don't need to go or travel to VI because you are going to the office or go to Ikoyi or wherever. So if you have a conducive environment here, it is very easy. People will just go there and even employ more people. Then the IGR you are talking about will, if you have job, it will be very easy for you to pay tax. But if you don't have job, what do you pay? So, but if you have job, then you can pay taxes, as you mentioned. So, my palace is in Ibeju. And if you look at the road is the road to the palace is very bad. So if you can note that. So we'll be very glad if we can do that for us too. Like Orugbo I've mentioned, we are riverine area people, which we would like the government to do jetty for us at Bogije. Then there's another this thing in Lekki area. So my brother will speak about that. We have so many areas in Lekki too that Lekki SCDA that is in need of jetty. So then we are fishermen. So you can empower our youth with fishing material. So I think it will still bring in this bring up the IGR we are talking about. So with that, then in education, if you look at Ibeju Lekki, I think we are the largest landmass in Lagos State. You can check that, but I think so. So we don't have any tertiary institution. Even in Epe Division, we only have this LASU area, this thing, and the one just gave us this Edu University here. So, but throughout the whole Ibeju Lekki, there is no tertiary institution. If you can have one, it will help a lot, because if you don't train your child, if you don't educate a child, it's a big problem. But when you educate one, it builds a nation. So help us put that in your budget. I know Almighty God will help your pockets. So with all this, we are here for you. We are all APC member. It's even though Oba don't do politics, but you know what we did in the last election. All of us, so we did a lot. So the Obas, we went to our forefather this thing to start to bring the politics of Lagos State to the standard. So with that, I think I will hand over the microphone to the next Oba. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Alailua Oba Owolabi Saheed Momsen. Owolabi Saheed Momsen, the Agbowa of Agbowa Ikosi. First, I want to thank His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, for the good work that he's doing in Lagos State. I thank everybody here, from the PS to the SA and the list official of the Lagos State government here present. I, as the Agbowa of Agbowa Ikosi, will be making some requests on behalf of my people. But first of all, I want to align myself with the position of Olofin Alailua Oba Adewale Abdul, because we are in the same axis and we have a lot in common. So when he spoke, he was speaking my mind with regards to all the issues that he touched on. But in addition to that, I want to make specific requests for my people. One, the timber field project in Agbowa Ikosi. That project is very, very dear to our heart. The project was conceived by His Excellency Governor Baba Tunde Fashola, and the execution of the project commenced during his tenure. But when he left, the project was abandoned. For 4 years of his successor, it was abandoned. No finger was lifted on that project. When the current administration came on board, they continued, from where BRF stopped. But unfortunately, till this time that we speak, the project is yet to be completed. In other words, the rate at which the project, is being done is very, very slow. So I am urging the governor and the government of Lagos State to please look in that direction, because that project will help to animate, the economy of that area. That is Ikosi and Epe Division as a whole. That's number one. Number two, that has to do with the establishment of a ferry terminal, because we are surrounded by water. And these days, we all know that most of our roads in that area, they are in a state of disrepair, thereby making, movement of our people very, very difficult, including myself. Every week, I visit the mechanic, because if you go out from that place to any other place, by the time you are coming back, you are going to a mechanic's place, and we cannot continue that way. So, personally, I had applied for the establishment of a ferry terminal at Ikosi Lagoon in Agbowa Ikosi. So I'm using this medium to plead with His Excellency to please approve that terminal for us, because it will make life a lot easy for our people. Number three, there is Agbowa Ikosi General Hospital. That hospital is the one that is used to train medical students at LASU. Nobody can become a doctor in Lagos State without coming to Agbawa Ikusi for a community health program, which is a vital part of the course. You cannot escape it. But you need to come to that hospital to see the state of the hospital. Aside from using it, for the treatment of our people, but if you call a place a training ground for, intending medical practitioners, one will expect that the standard of the facilities there will be top notch. But that is not what we have on ground there. They have been complaining and complaining and complaining. But we don't keep the pulse. We don't have any budget to work with. So the only thing we can do is to come here and plead the cause and the case of our people. Now, this morning, I got a list of things that must be done urgently in that place. Because anytime the accreditation panel can come there for assessment, if the panel should come there and say, no, we are not satisfied with the quality and the standard of the facilities that you have here, that means our students in the medical school, we have to look for somewhere else to go. And we don't want that to happen. One of the things that is very, very urgently needed in that place is a dedicated transformer for power supply to the hospital. Imagine, an hospital without light. What can the medical personnel in that place, what can they do? That means their equipment, they cannot put them to work. So that's number one. Number two, they need a new ambulance. We all know the function of an ambulance. Ambulance is needed in cases of emergencies. And there is none in that place as we speak. Number three, completion of the students' stroke doctors' accommodation in that place. When the students come for the community program, which is 2 weeks, it's a resident program. They have to be there with their lecturers. But you need to see the state of the accommodation that they have there. So something has to be done urgently about that place. Number four, sorry. They also need a generator there. Then they need this ultrascan machine in that place. That's that about that. Then coming to education. We have only one community school in that place. In Agbawa Ikusi. We have one community school in that place. I plead with you to come and pay a visit to that school and see the number of students that we have in each class. On the average, in a class, we have 150 students to one teacher. What can they learn in such an environment? So right now, instead of the students going to class for lectures, they will just be roaming around the town. because the environment is not conducive for learning. And the teachers, they are handicapped. There's nothing they can do about it. But we, as their voice, I, as their voice, that is why I'm putting forward their case now. We need another school in Agbawa, a secondary school. We will provide the land for the government, because we know that without land, nothing can be done. We will provide the land for them, for the school. Then lastly, there is this road, Mosafegyo Eluku Methodist Road. It's an ongoing project. But from the look of things, it appears as if the project is tilting towards abandonment. Because for some time now, nothing is going on the land. I mean, on the road. So we want the government to come and quickly complete that road for us. Thank you very much.
Greetings to the Alailuas on the seat, Mr. Commissioner, the Permanent Secretary, the team plus the state. I am Alailua of Adeleke Akibu Ismaila, the Adengbe, the Ilekpia Kingdom. Eshilumeji Akoko Okiriboto the second. Well, the Alailuas have spoken well, they have spoken fine. We want to thank the government for bringing this particular summit to the grassroots. This is what we want. We always want people from the top and to meet people from the down, so that we all have an all-inclusive government. As a matter of fact, my able Oba Waliu says something about environmental. See, there is no human being if the environment is not conducive. It's very, very important. And as a matter of fact, we need to elucidate more on his illustrations. You see, I came from coastal area in Ibejuleke, and I am not the only king there. But there is this slogan from the unionist angle: an injury to one is an injury to all. The environmental hazard we are facing now is that of ocean surge. Like seriously, from the kingdom I cover, we cannot have our two eyes closed, because we are facing serious issue of ocean surge now. Most of houses have been swept away by the ocean. What we use as our forefathers, what they use as daily incomes, the coconut trees, has been taken away by this ocean. Most of burial grounds, and we have about 2 to 3 kilometers to that ocean before. But now it's not up to 100 meters. When I woke up every morning, every day, I'll try to go there. I don't know if it has damaged, put more damages. Even the Ghanaians who do fish as their daily business, One told me yesterday that Kabesi, I will need to relocate. Why? Because I know what he's facing. Most of properties of millions has been taken away. Their source of business. What is the reason why? I don't know. But the one I know is of this Dangote jetty that is being built at Lekki Town. Because that jetty was filled like 3 miles to ocean. And we face the problem. Because at the right side, it is being filled. They have some fill it. But from the left side, was left abandoned. And we were facing the problem seriously. I want government to take note of that place. It's very important. 2, I know of something. If Ibejuleki sleeps today, Lagos and Nigeria will know. Why? Because of the massive industrial projects in our environment. But it's quite unfortunate that Coastal Road is left out of lights over decades. If Dangote can provide free light in Tanzania, as I watched the documentary, free light in Tanzania, how many population do we have in Coastal Road? We've witnessed light now over decades. Even in the town I states, I just have an abandoned transformer that is not working over 20 years ago. Even the power is being destroyed by the ocean because when it's not working. And everybody going to be, I bet Lekki, Dangote refinery is there, Seaport is there, this is there, Lekki Free Zone is there. And at night, the funnest part at night, when you stay at Epe, Oriyepe Wharf there, you'll be seeing Ibejuleki like the way where we are now, as if everywhere is light. It is only Dangote refinery environment. Every other places from Eleko down to Aborigi is lightless. Come there by 7 p.m. to see yourself. We don't have lights, and it's not good enough because we are part of Lagos. That's that. In my okay, we have a fishery college at Idata. It is not being patronized. We need that more adverts. I don't know, more program from, because this is government projects. In fact, that was the time I visited that place. They said they are making it to be a kind of a federal university of a fishery, but it's not, no student there. We can't build an abandoned project and left it. The reason why the project is being brought there is because we are the corridor of so I don't know. It's not projecting the way the project is being situated. Please, we want something good to be done about that place, please. Concerning the ferry jetty, I would like to make a request. We need one at Shirinwo. Shirinwo is an environment that connects most. That we have other urbanized area that from Shirinwo they link to. And looking at the population of the project we have in our environment now, people can be saying we are going to Epe, okay, we are going to Itoki, we are going to Lagos. So if we can have a kind of a ferry there, it will be good for people to connect where they are. So we need one there. Another thing is community secondary school. Looking at the economic situation we are now, most of my children, they find it difficult to link to the existing one because why? It's far. Anybody that is going to school from Akodo Ise, Folu, going to Idata Secondary School will be spending nothing less than 700 naira daily. 700 naira daily. And when we now see 700 times 20, sometimes when I say, are you not going to school? So, my mother said she doesn't have money. Money for what? Transport. I don't know if the government will provide another community school or free transport bus that will converge people from far away distance and bring them back. It depends. But the best is to give me a community school. There is land in Lakepia that can connect all those other communities so that to make education will be easier in our area. Lastly, Oba Adeleke Alailu Abawali said he has palace, but he need a road network. But Oba Adeleke did not have palace, so I need palace from government. Thank you.
Please, can we together appreciate our Kabiyesi? Let's together as Yoruba children say Kabiyesi. Kabiyesi, thank you. Thank you. Right, Kabiyesi, may I invite the permanent secretary, the special advisor, the director budgets. Oh, sorry. The two of them, the PS and the SA, to please come forward for this presentation. Kabiyesi, we want to have you present. Oh, there is nothing to present. You've said all you need to say. Okay, the group photograph with Kabiyesi, please. Kabiyesi, let's have your group photographs, please. All you have said have been well taken, well noted. After the Kabiyesis, Barless will also take their own timeout. The youth, are you ready for your presentation? The youth, are you here for your presentation? The NGOs, are you also here for your presentation? Lascota, surely you have you have said that, we know you'll be coming. The traditional leaders, fathers. Lascota, you'll be presenting first. My dear, Alaja Kikiri, Alaja, Egbe Daddy Mabo, Tomba Feshi. Oh yeah, Eba Mudadiwa. Please hold on, gentlemen of the press. Let's bring our father to join this, please. Please let us hold on. Gentlemen of the press, hold on. And wọ́n lè máa bọ̀, wọ́n lè wà láàrin wọn bẹ́ẹ̀, kán má lọ jìnnà. Ẹ jẹ́ kán máa bọ̀ láàrin wọn bẹ́ẹ̀. All right, can we have the session, please? Thank you very much. Oh yeah, Laskota, for your presentation, please, a quick one. Up Laskota, up Lagos State. Oh yeah, your presentation, sir. Alaja, eba mi mudadi dani dadam. Oh yeah, ejoko sisi mi. Alaja Yusuf. Oh yeah. NGOs. NGOs, please. The NGO, please. Build the youth. Build the youth. Build the nation. The youth, can you please start coming forward for your presentation, please? Where are the youths, please? Can you please present? CDAs, CDCs, we. One. Please get ready after this session, please. Our CDAs, our fathers, our mothers, the CDA, CDC members, you are a very vital instrument to this, and we respect you so very much. We. One. Please, can you come forward after the youth? Look at the camera, sir. Thank you very much, the youth. CDA, CDC members, please. Kábíyèsí, ẹ jẹ́ máa ti lọ sá ọ̀gá láwọn fẹ́ bá yín sọ gbólóhùn kan sá. Ẹ sáré ṣe o.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ kábíyèsí ẹ fún wa ní just 30 seconds ká fi dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Ajúbà forí adé o. Ẹ̀yin bàbá wa, ẹ̀yin ìyá wa, tẹ fi lé àtọ̀nà sílẹ̀, tẹ wá gbọ́ àtótónu tí a fẹ́ ṣe, tí ẹ sì tún sọ fún wa, tẹ gbà wá níyànjú àwọn nǹkan tó yẹ kí ìjọba tún ṣe tó lè mú ayédèrú fún àwọn èèyàn wa àti àwọn ará àdúgbò wa. A kí yín pé ẹ ṣé lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. Adẹ̀ ń mú dá yín lójú pé gbogbo ohun tí ẹ sọ yìí làwa náà máa fi àfihàn ṣe, a máa ṣe àfihàn fún Mr. Governor wa, àti pé tá a bá jókòó ní àpéjọpọ̀ tiwa, a máa mú bá àti ẹ lè ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀tàn lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà. Àwọn tó jẹ́ kókó nínú ẹ̀, a máa yọ jáde láti rí i pé nínú budget tó ń bọ̀ yìí, ó máa wà nínú ẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n a kàn ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé a bẹ̀bẹ̀ fún sùúrù díẹ̀, torí ká mọ̀ pé ìgboro rẹ́rìn-ín sí ká sòótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ fúnra wa. Àwa náà wà láàrin àwọn èèyàn, àmọ́ bí àwọn èèyàn àmọ́ bọ́n ṣe ń feel. So a kàn bẹ̀bẹ̀ fún sùúrù díẹ̀. Ìjọba náà ń gbìyànjú, ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo ohun tó yẹ ká ṣe nínú eléyìí tí a ti gbà yìí, èmi àtàwọn ẹlẹgbẹ́ mi àti sọ pé a máa jókòó tì, a máa yọ àwọn tó jẹ́ kókó nínú ẹ̀, àfi sínú àmì sọ pé wà nínú kíní ìwé ìṣúná wa ti ọdún tó ń bọ̀. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Àdẹ̀gbàládùra rẹ̀ pé gbogbo ọlá máa délé bá rẹ̀ o, àrìnà kórè o, àkòyà ibi o, àbálẹ̀ wa láyọ̀ o, Kábíyèsí, ẹ ṣeun o. Gbogbo yín, ẹ ṣeun lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ o. Adúpẹ́ o.
Yes, sir. Our CDAs. Please capture this, gentlemen of the press. Oh, yeah, photo session. Yes, sir. Kí kábíyèsí ṣetán. Ẹ bá wọn dúró sir. Gentlemen of the press, who please. Thank you, Kábíyèsí. Thank you very much, sir. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, CDA, sir. Okay, my bola in one B. The essay. Oh, I see that's in Kábíyèsí. I said one back Kábíyèsí, sir. What's in sir? Hold on, my dear colleagues. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. We. One. Thank you. Sure. Okay, national anthem to close. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation born in freedom, peace and unity. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Engineer Bakari, sir. Are you leaving immediately, sir? Should I join you?